down. If you want to, just get up and shout.
We'll count as three. 1, 2, 3. What's our virtue? Respect. And respect means showing others they are important by what you say and do.
Yeah!
Okay, with flyers.
Well, when Mrs. F asked if some of us kids would help with the PTA mail out, I didn't think it was going to be this big of a deal.
Do you know what all this constant creasing and folding are going to do to the end of my fingertips?
No?
They're going to give me calluses. Calluses, Skylar. Those are unsightly, rough buildups of skin and tissue. They'll give me man hands. Man hands, Skylar.
Sorry, Eunice, but, you know, just think about all the stuff that Mrs. F has done for us. I mean, she's always been there for us, and maybe we can actually return the favor this time.
Well, I guess you're right, but I'll have to give up my dreams of being a hand modeling model.
Wow, this really is a lot of envelopes, Eunice.
Well, didn't you say Frankie was coming to help us?
He said he'd be here. Something about fighting a good fight.
Nothing you did for you girls. Frankie is here.
Hey, Frankie.
Frankie, we've already got us started. Do you think you can come over here and help us?
Anything for you guys, my friends.
All right. Hey, Frankie, if you could just put these envelopes into stacks of 10, that would be great. Oh, no. You know what? She didn't buy any stamps. You guys want to run down to the Quickie Mart with me and buy some stamps?
I'll travel with you to the end.
Oh, it's just down the street.
To the Quickie Mart.
Skylar, I'm so glad you got me to come and help you. I can't wait to see Mrs. Zeff's reaction to see all that we've done.
Oh.
It wasn't me.
Oh. Oh.
Mrs. F!
Stop yelling. Oh. Do I look okay? Do I sound like I'm okay, Skylar?
No?
No is right. Oh, what's going on in here?
Actually, we're helping you, Mrs. Zeff, and we were just about to leave and...
Leave. Go ahead. All these have got to get in the mail today, and I can't help because I have an emergency dental appointment.
Well, we aren't leaving.
I don't want to hear any of your excuses. I knew I couldn't trust Gordo's friends.
But Mrs. F.
But, go ahead and leave. That's what y'all want to do. Oh.
Hey, we do not bail.
Oh, I gotta go. I gotta go.
Wow.
Wow, nothing. You see how she was talking to us?
But Frankie, she just...
No, nothing. She was rude, inconsiderate, and angry. You know why? Because we wasted or used our day to help her out in her time of need. And see how she was treating us?
Yeah.
She made Gordy's mom. She will not give us our freedom.
No, she won't.
Eunice, wait. She wasn't herself.
Skylar, she wasn't nice to you, us, and I won't stand for it. Are you coming?
What is this time of Kidstuf?
Word.
Your favorite time. The Word. This is when we talk about what the Bible, God's Word, has to say about our virtue for the month. And guess what?
What?
I need some help today.
Me!
King Saul, everybody?
King
Saul. Here's the situation. King Saul is the Saul. King Saul is the king of Israel. He was the very first king that God appointed over Israel, King Saul. He was very much favored by God. When he obeyed God, things were going really, really well. But guess what? He got a little puffed up.
Uh-oh.
You know what that means? He got a little bit too big for his room.
Yeah.
You know, like he thought he knew a lot of stuff, and so he started doing things his own way. When he did that, God raised up a man to anoint young David. But it was going to be a few years before David became the king. Well, what happened was David became very popular. He was very best friends with Saul's son, Jonathan. So David and Jonathan had a very special friendship. And Jonathan knew that David was going to be the king. And the people really loved David. He was a godly young boy. He killed the Philistine. Remember the big giant? Only a boy named David, only a little sling. Okay. Well, this is this guy, David. He killed the giant, and he was going to be the next king of Israel. But it was going to be a lot of years, like my whole life, which is, a few years. And that David was going to have to wait until Saul wasn't the king anymore. So what happened was King Saul became very angry. Angry. Let me see angry. You're too cute to be angry. Okay. Saul became very angry because everybody loved David. And he got jealous. He thought, David's going to try to overthrow me. He's going to try to take my position before it's time. Because Saul already knew that David was appointed to be the next king. So he got really angry. So Saul takes 3,000 of his men. Pretend like there's 3,000 men back here. That's 3,000 men. He's got his army and he's going out looking for David. Well, meanwhile, you're not going anywhere really. Meanwhile, David, he's got 600 men. Yeah. It's not close to me as 3,000. Okay. And he's all hunkered down. Hunkered down, that means like...
Hunker down.
Yeah. He's hunkered down in a cave, okay? With 600 men. Really big cave, right? Really big. So he's hunkered down in this cave, okay? So he's hunkered down there, way back in this cave. King Saul and his men, they're out, looking for David. 3,000 men. Yeah. And they come in and they're like, well, they're coming in this cave to find some shade and stuff. They're just, they're talking about their business and everything. So he's here. He doesn't know. That David's back there in the cave with his 600 men. Okay? So David's guys back here, they say, David, this is your chance. This must be God's way of telling you. You can kill him and you can take over. Come on, dude, do it. Just kill him. Look, he's right there. You can just, 1 second, you can have him. But what happens? See, David stands up and he goes and sneaks up, and the Lord gets a hold of his heart and he says, this isn't the time, this isn't the place. But David does this. He gets up and he sneaks up and he snips off a little piece of his robe. And he sneaks back. So King Saul never sees him. So King Saul goes out with his 3,000 men. Okay? And he's just like, all right, we're going to keep on looking for David. We got to get rid of this guy because he's really making me angry. And then David comes out and he says, well, this is my paraphrase. The Missy paraphrase. He says, King Saul, I could have totally killed you right back there. See this piece of your robe? I was right there. I had an opportunity to kill you, and I didn't. Because even though I don't agree with you, I respect you because you're the king that God put in charge. You're the king that God has appointed over all of Israel right now. And so I respect you as the king, and I'll wait my turn. How about that? Do you think that was the right thing to do? And so King Saul was like, wow, that's unbelievable. And he says, will you make a promise to me that you will not harm anybody in my family? Will you make a covenant, an oath? Talk to your moms and dads about what that means. That's a whole nother Bible lesson. It's about 13 weeks long. He says, make a pact with me, make a promise that you will leave all of my family alone. And David says, absolutely.
Pinky swear.
I will leave your family alone. I will take care of them. All right?